Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been some time. I have so much that I want to unwrap and talk to you guys about. First, I do want to apologize. I'm doing laundry right now. It's Sunday. Sunday is typically my laundry day if it's not Saturday. And so I know that it's kind of loud and I apologize. There's clothes in the dryers that need to get done today because it did not get done yesterday. My sweet Pablo, he is my nephew. So my sister and her husband decided to get a dog. He's a puppy actually. He's like 9 weeks old, maybe 9.5, going on 10 weeks. But he's the sweetest little baby. He's gonna be pretty big. You guys can see his paws are pretty big. I think he's gonna get up to 50 pounds. And he's just the sweetest little boy ever, right? So yeah, I've become a nephew and he's a big baby, first of all. He's a big baby. He's just a big baby, right? He loves to be babied. Can you say hi? Look. Can you say hi? Oh my gosh, she's like side-eye. So yes, this is my Pablo boy. So if you guys also hear, aside from, oh, he wants to sit on the couch with me. If you guys hear things aside from the dryer, I have my sweet Pablo boy here, which I'm gonna actually take him off the couch because I have things on here that I don't want him to mess up. He's still in his puppy phase, so anything that he can get a hold of, he will try. To start off by saying Happy New Year. It is the new year. We are in year 2025, which is so crazy. I feel like time is really of the essence, and I just hope and pray that you guys make the best of this year, and may you grow like you've never grown before. May you grow to know God even more, and I just hope for many blessings onto you guys and your families, your friends, your careers, everything, your marriages, and yeah, I have no idea what I'm gonna title this video yet. I've kind of been contemplating on making a video. I just didn't know how I wanted to organize it, but in a nutshell, I decided 6 or 7 days ago, I decided to take a break from social media. And I was thinking earlier, I was like, I don't know if I want to make a video towards the end of me taking a break, or if I want to do it before, or if I want to just do whenever, like, you know, once a week or whatever it is that I'm learning. But I figured, why not just do a video a week even, you know, of just telling you guys my experience with it and everything. Now, a little background. In the past, I've taken breaks off of social media, but usually they were short breaks. They were like, if it weren't a couple days, it was usually like a week or two. This time though, however, I really want to take one a little longer. And when I say longer, I mean a good month. So 4 weeks, about 30 days roughly, without scrolling through any social media. Obviously I'm making a YouTube video, so on YouTube I am, you know, still on YouTube, but in terms of Instagram and TikTok, I'm like, no, I think it's yucky right now. I really want to just be cleansed, and I really yeah, let's talk about the purpose of why I'm doing the social media break. So I feel like for the past couple of months, honestly, I felt just this draining feeling of yuckiness. I felt like sad, I felt lonely, I felt like I wasn't being fulfilled in the right things. I felt like I was looking for validation in the wrong places and the wrong people, when truly it comes from God. And I prayed a lot during these last couple of months of what God wanted me to do and how he wanted me to do it and what it would look like. And so my prayer consisted of, God, renew a clean heart in me. Like, just renew my heart, renew my mind. I always prayed that God would give me the desires that he wants over my life, not that I would want over my life, because his way is so much better and so much precious than my way can ever be. And so again, with going through a couple of months of just really praying that deeply and truly, I honestly felt led to just take a break off of social media and honestly just off of my phone, like period. And yeah, so I decided, it was January 5th, so it was a week ago from today, so I guess you could say 7 days, but the official 24-hour without any social media started on Monday the 6th of January. And I didn't necessarily had it planned for me to start it that day. I kind of prolonged it. I was like, oh, like I'll start, you know, at this time, I'll start when the week starts, I'll start. And then eventually it just felt so heavy on me, and the more and more, I'm telling you, it's crazy, the more and more I got on Instagram and just kind of mindlessly scrolled, I honestly felt God's presence. And I really did feel like God was like, Brianna, trust me, like take my hand, let's walk through this together, trust me. Like I want your life to be fulfilled with so many of my promises, and I cannot do that if you don't let me do the hard work. And so I was just kind of over it. I was like, you know what, that evening of the 5th, I was like, I'm done with this. Like I need to be off of this for some time. And so that's what I did. So fast forward to a week now, I wanted to share with you guys my experience, things that I've learned, and yeah, and also some tips too of how to start if you are wondering like where to start with a social media break. And yeah, I want to say also too, like if you are on a social media break, I'm so proud of you. It is a very hard thing to do. I felt like at some point I almost felt like I wasn't capable. Like I just felt like I was so addicted to just being on my phone, seeing what other people were up to, comparing myself to other people. It was just so much, and it can be very overwhelming, especially if you allow it. And even if you don't, I felt like for me, I felt like I didn't want to be honest with myself, like, which is so crazy because we try to hide things from God, and in reality, God knows already, you know what I mean? Even before we pray to him, he already knows what we're gonna pray to him about. And so I feel like the first big step is honestly acknowledging the fact that there is a situation going on, there's a problem going on with how much you overuse your phone, whether that's on social media, whether that's texting, whatever the case may be. And so I felt like acknowledging that was a very big step for me, because I felt like for so long I knew it in my head, but I didn't want to say it, I didn't want to confess it with my mouth. I kind of just wanted to put it on the back burner and be like, oh, let's not talk about that, let's not talk about that, I'm just having a bad day today. And so acknowledging it in itself, I feel like God will bless you so much when you simply confess to him. So I just wanted to start with that. I want to say the biggest differences that I've felt personally, I've felt lighter as a person, and I've felt like I've been more observing of my surroundings. For an example, today I actually went to Trader Joe's to get a couple of things for dinner tonight, and then I went to Barnes & Noble just to check out some books that I had been interested in reading. And so I was like, you know what, there's a Starbucks connected to the Barnes & Nobles, like let me just get a sandwich and some coffee on the go. So I did that, and as I waited for my food, typically I would get on my phone and I would just scroll. And this time, obviously, I didn't do it because I don't have, you know, social media on my phone. And so I looked and I just kind of sat there patiently waiting. And there's a table in front of me, and it's a couple, it's an older couple. And the man is sitting on the left and the woman sitting on the right. I'm assuming they're husband and wife. And they look so like comfortable and so just happy. And I see both of them reading books of their own. The man was reading a book, the woman was reading a book. They were eating drinking their coffee, eating their breakfast together. And I was like, wow, this is life. Like that is joy, that is peace. And I felt like I was just putting what I thought in my head, what joy was and what peace was, in the wrong things. Which also leads me to the scripture of Matthew 6:33, and let me read it from my Bible because I don't want to say the wrong verse. Seek the kingdom of God above all else and live righteously, and he will give you everything you need. This was And it's so crazy too, because even my job had mentioned it when we went back, when school started back. My one of our assistant principals mentioned this verse. He was like, does anyone know what Matthew 6:33 says? And so anyway, we talked about it, and we just started a discussion, a conversation about how we truly do look here on earth for the wrong things. We look for, we hope for our contentment to be here. We hope for our joy and our peace to be here. And it's not to say that we can't experience it, but I feel like first, when you acknowledge God and when you are seeking God's kingdom, you are able to experience those very things. And I also want to be very transparent with you guys on here too. It's been a week, but it hasn't been the easiest week. I still have my moments, especially like, for me, on the weekends it's harder, and I'm quickly learning that. I have so much more downtime on the weekends, and I feel like on the weekend is probably where I would usually use my phone a little more. And that is, you know, can be a little struggle in itself, but throughout the week, I feel like it's changed drastically within 1 week, and I just cannot wait to see how much God has in store for me for these next couple of 3 weeks. Or more if I decided to be off more. But the first night that I started taking my social media break, I wrote, and I want to share with you guys the things that it's a whole page, but I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm going to read the bottom where it has this question, and it says, what has God done? And this is me answering at the end of my break. What has God done in my career, in my marriage, in my family, my health, and my friendships? And that's the question that I plan to ask at the end. And again, it is, what has God done in my career, in my marriage, in my family, my health, and my friendships, relationships, friendships. I can already see God moving so much in my career. I feel like I've been more present in my career. If you guys are new to my channel, I am a first-year teacher. I teach kindergarten at a private school, and I really believe that God has placed the right children in the right classroom with the right teacher. It's just such an amazing career, and I love it so much. But I felt like at some point I took advantage of the downtime that I had, or I took advantage of just being so much just feeling much too comfortable in my career, and so at least in the classroom. And so I can already see God like allowing me to truly be present, to get to know my children more, to be able to observe things that I've never observed about them before. No one but God to thank for that. But yeah, I really am excited to see how this is gonna go. I also feel like, I don't know, I just feel so much lighter. Like I almost feel like a feather just kind of going in the wind. You know what I mean? Like of wherever God is leading me, whether it's a conversation with people in the copy room while we're making copies for the next day in the printer room, or whether it's a conversation that my husband and I have had, or an experience that my husband and I have had, or talking to my family, my parents, my siblings. It's just been such an awe. And one thing I've learned too is that the time that we spend on social media cannot be taken back. Like we cannot get that time back. And so yeah, I just really challenge you guys, like if you feel like it is time, then it's time. And I feel like almost asking like, where is your faith? Why is your faith so little that you feel like there's no need for you to take a break? If there's no need for you to take it, then take it. I challenge you guys to take it. It is the best decision you can ever make. In the past, when I've taken social media breaks, I have never regretted it. I have never regretted it. And those moments where I have taken breaks from social media have been some of the best moments of my life. The best moments of my life. I never feel like I have to document small little moments and post them. For an example, I actually just figured out that I was nominated as Teacher of the Month this year, and I won Teacher of the Month. And the first thing I wanted to do, aside from thanking God, was telling my parents and my siblings. And so we're in this group chat. All of us are in this group chat with my husband. It's like a family group chat. And I was like, you guys are looking at, you know, January through February's Teacher of the Month. I was like, you guys are looking at the Teacher of the Month. And they're like, oh my goodness, we're so proud of you. We're so happy for you. This is awesome news. I didn't even feel like posting it on social media. I didn't feel like I was missing out. And again, this is not something that is, you know, every day it gets easier. But I do believe that when we ask God for guidance, he gives it to us. And so if you are struggling, even admitting that you do need a break off of social media, ask God for guidance. There's nothing at all that you cannot ask God for. And how amazing is that to know that my God is so powerful and so big that there's nothing that I cannot come to him about. The Bible talks a lot about, I don't know what book it's in, but and if I find it, I'll put it on the screen. But the Bible does mention how God is kind of looking at us as if we're his child, like as if, and it's true, we are his children. He is our Father in heaven. And it says somewhere in the Bible, like when we are weeping in times when we really need God the most, when we call on to him, he bows down, he kneels down, and he listens to us. And that literally gives me a picture of a father listening to their child. And that is such a beautiful depiction of how much God cares for us. I want to give you guys a few tips if you are thinking or considering about taking a break. Some things that help me. So with anything, if you're taking a break from listening to secular music, if you're taking a break from your phone, from social media, from whatever it may be, from watching TV, whatever it may be, even with diets, you must replace it with something. So for an example, my time off of social media has to be replaced with something that is fulfilling me, truthfully fulfilling me. So I take that time to do devotions. I take that time to pray. I take that time to have conversation with other people. And it's been such an amazing thing to experience. I think the worst thing that you can do is get off of social media and just not replace that time with anything and just be like, oh, I'm just gonna sleep all day. I'm just gonna watch TV all day and just binge watch a show all day. And while that's okay to do, it's still very important to feel a difference, right? Like the whole point is to feel different without that very thing. You need to replace the thing that you have been consumed of so much with something that is going to fulfill you and keep you. And so that's why I suggest praying and replacing that with the time that you will be on social media. I think you can well, aside from commenting below, yes, you can comment below on here if you guys have any questions, or if you're experiencing the same thing, or if you just wanted to leave a comment about an experience that you've had, if you all are able to relate to this subject. But I am truthfully so excited to see what God is going to do within these 30 days, within this month of just being off of social media. I could say so many other things, but I really want to keep it at like the start of this experience. And I hope to have a new video for week 2 off of social media of the things that I've learned, so that you guys can get a little bit of that. I kind of just, I don't know, I feel like I'm like, you know what, I want to go through this with someone else. Like, who else is also doing this with me? I also hope this brings a sense of community and knowing that you guys are not alone. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is what having a puppy is like. But anyway, I really hope that you guys know that this is a safe space, and I just pray that if this is something that you are thinking of doing or considering, that you just pray about it before you do it, guys. God will give you confirmation. He will give you clarity. Confusion does not come from God. That is one thing that I know for sure. It does not come from God. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will see you guys in the next one for my 2-week update. And yeah, be blessed. Bye guys.